video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this Iron Man cake topper, as well as share with you a super easy way as to how to create an iron effect onto your cake, and that's coming right up. Hi guys, good to see you. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Amanda, and if you want to learn how to create unique cakes and toppers, then I would love to have you as a subscriber, so that we can create amazing creations together. So we're going to start out by making this steel effect onto the cake. Now I'm using a cake dummy, but you could do this method onto a cake as well. So here we have our cake dummy, some edible glue and some fondant. Roll out your fondant, cut a straight line across the bottom and place that straight line along the bottom of your cake. And now I'm just going to mark some random shapes. We're going to do this in sections, just makes it easier I think. And we're just keeping that straight line along the bottom, and then take that section off and cut out your shapes. Use some edible glue and stick those on. And you're just going to do this for the rest of the cake until you have the whole cake covered, creating some rivets here along the outer edge of each of your little sections. And now I'm going to use some edible gunmetal powder. Couldn't get that out there. So just take a big brush and sprinkle this and brush it on throughout the rest of your cake. I've got some greaseproof paper down here because this can get so messy. And this is what it'll look like once you've dusted all of your gunmetal powder onto your cake. And now I'm just going to take some black edible powder, and it just in and around the where the sections join together and where your little rivets are, we're just going to create some dusting and shading, and that'll make these parts really stand out. So now that we have our cake ready, we're going to get on to creating the Iron Man cake topper, and we're going to start out by making his boots. So for this cake topper I'm using red fondant, and I'm just going to add a little bit of Tylose powder into this just to give it a bit of stability and make it strong, seeing as it's a standing topper. So just mix your Tylose powder in thoroughly through your fondant, and now we're going to cut this section into two pieces and keep the bottom part flat, but roll the top of it into a cone type shape, and then flatten down where the feet part are going to be, and create some little details here with my knife tool. And all the tools and anything I'm using you'll be able to find in the description below. I'm creating a little hole here in the top, so we'll have a section to put our legs into. And now we're going to create the legs. This is just a little snake piece of yellow fondant, and I'm using my knife to try and make it into more of a square shape. I'm going to cut that in half and stick that into the little holes that we've created at the top of the boots. I'm going to get a barbecue skewer, stick that down the middle and leave about an inch or so, or maybe longer, it depends how far you want it to go into your cake. And now I'm just creating some straps for the top of his boots, just tidies up that join. Insert those into your cake. Now Iron Man's feet and legs are onto your cake, and that means we're going to get on to making his torso next. So I've used my knife here to straighten up the edges of the torso, just the same way as we done with the legs. And I've created some indentations with my knife, just some details on the torso. We're going to stick the yellow pieces on and a little strip of red here as well. And just take your time whenever you're sticking this on, you don't want to squash it or change its shape. Iron Man's legs and body are secured onto the cake, I suppose we should give him some pants now. And I'm laughing because Brody always asks me why do superheroes wear their pants on the outside of their costume, and I have no idea. If you know the answer to that question, can you put it in the comments below, because the best I can come up with is that superheroes like to show off their pants. I could write a book on the questions my son asks me. So here we're shaping out the pants, and that's fairly simple, just a V type shape, a line across, and then stick that on. Next, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know my favourite part of cake decorating and making fondant figures is creating the face, and that's what we're going to do now. Yay, it's my favourite part! So I've got a circle shape of fondant here. I'm creating some lines, and don't worry if they're not, I can tell by looking at this they're not even, but we're going to roll out some yellow fondant here and place it over, so don't be worrying about it being exact. And we're just going to cut out the shape of Iron Man's mask. So I haven't stuck this on, I've just placed it on, and that means that I can shape around it and trim pieces off as and when I need to. And tell me this, do you like this chibi version of Iron Man, or would you prefer a fiercer version? I love chatting with you guys in the comments, so let me know down below, and maybe next time I'll create a meaner, fiercer Iron Man for you. And now you know me, I'm going to go, excuse me, sorry, I've got the cold. I'm going to go for some shadowing in and around those areas that we've just shaped. We're going to cut out the eye sections that we've made. And place some white fondant and smooth it out inside your eye sockets. And now I'm going to paint inside the white eye sockets with some white edible paint. I just didn't think the eyes stood out enough, so once you paint them on it makes them stand out a bit more. And now we're going to go around the outside of the mask using black edible paint, as well as going around the outside of the eye sockets. And this is my view while I'm working. Hi Holly.
Hi.
What you doing?
Coloring in area.
You're colouring in, you're drawing?
I have to look more, but I'll show you at the end.
Oh, you want to show me your pictures?
At the very end.
Yeah, you keep me company while I'm working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can I finish coloring in?
Yeah. Of course you can, Bird. And while I'm waiting on the face to dry, we're just going to create some shadowing onto the rest of our topper, around the boots and the torso. And once his face is dry, just pop that on. Lastly, we're going to create Iron Man's arms, and I'll show you the technique that I always use whenever I need an arm to stick out or to stick up. So I'm creating the arm in 3 sections. So you're going to have the top section, which is going to be the shoulder area, which I'm creating here. Just a small piece of the top part. You're going to roll out as a snake piece of fondant initially, cut out the top part and create a hole. And then now I'm going to do the bottom part, which is going to be the hand and the wrist area. So just roll that out, flatten along the bottom where you're going to place your hand, cut out some fingers and a thumb, and just round those off so they don't look too square, and create a hole in the top of that as well. And then we're going to have a little yellow piece of fondant, and we're going to stick that through the middle of those 2 pieces. Just creating some lines and details so that I can go over that with my black dust and make those wee parts stand out as well. I'm using a small cocktail stick just to give the arm a bit of support. And dusting on some of my shadowing details here. And then again I put a small cocktail stick into the shoulder to support that arm. And I don't know what happened to the footage of this white part in the middle of Iron Man, but you can see it's a red piece of fondant with a white piece in the middle. Fairly simple. Now this arm's different. This is the arm that's going to be sticking out. We're going to create this in 3 sections as well. The same method as the last arm, only we're not going to flatten out that bottom piece for the hand. We're going to create the hand separately. So create your details and do your shadowing. Place a small cocktail stick just at the top left hand side of his shoulder and stick that on. And now we're going to create the hand. So just roll out a teardrop piece of fondant, flatten it out. Again, trim in some fingers and a thumb. And then I'm going to create some details on this hand because the other hand was kind of like a fist shape. This one you're going to see because it's sticking out. So when you trim in your fingers and your thumb, now I'm going to go around and create some more little details just so that I can shade in around it and make those areas stand out. A white piece of fondant in the middle. I'm going to go around it with my black edible paint. And my wee dolly is busting to show you guys her picture she drew while I was working, so I'll hand it over to you, Holly. You keep me company today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 6 pictures that I want to share with. I made this heart. I made it today. Then I made this ice cream.
Oh.
Then I made this baby chick.
Oh.
This.
Oh, it's so cute.
And it's a little panda. But these are all my favorite colors.
Purple and pink.
Purple and pink.
Yeah.
And I did the hearts inside the ears especially.
It's so cute.
And then I made...
Oh, I know who that is. It's Belle. We still have to go and see the new Belle movie, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite one, so I might spend a little bit of time on it. It's this here Ariel. It's my favorite, and it's my bestest made it.
It's your what?
My bestest one, I mean.
Oh, it's your bestest one?
It was very hard, but I can get the tail right.
Yeah, tail's hard to do though. I think she's very pretty. If you want to learn with me how to create unique cakes and toppers, make sure you click on this icon so that we can create together. I'll see you in next week's video. Bye!